Okay, at the opening of the month, there is some sort of peace or stasis, or there may be a decision that you're presented with that, you're having trouble making the decision. Two of Swords is a card of having two different ideas and kind of being attached or interested in both of them, but not wanting to take action on either of them. So you hold on to both choices and effectively check out so that you don't have to take action or make a decision. So that, Leo, is what's coming up for me as your first card for December. So, Two of Swords again. See how she's blindfolded in the card here? It means that she is not wanting to face the two ideas before her, wanting to just have peace, wanting to kind of check out, kind of being blinded to a situation. So not really wanting to see, one side or the other, not wanting to choose, and just saying, I'm going to wait, I'm going to stop, I'm not going to make a decision, I'm just going to check out, I'm going to remove myself from the situation. That's what Two of Swords tells me at the beginning of December for you. I see Hierophant here in reverse also, which means being like not really concerned about the outer world or the outer mores of things, not really being concerned with traditionalism, doing things in a traditional way. So sometimes it means like doing things that other people might frown upon or question, like, why did you do it this way? Why did you look before you leap? Or why are you moving somewhere before having set up a job? Or why are you living with someone, without getting married? Or why, it's a very conventional card. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with the way that you're doing things. It just means that from a conventional, traditional standpoint, you may get some eyebrows raised, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it matters. It may be just that that's the way you're choosing to do things, and that may completely work for you, Leo. So just understand that if there's other people who are more conventional, who are not understanding your approach, that's okay. It's just saying that it may buck the traditional standards or traditional conventions of the day. And it's also in line with Six of Cups in reverse. This is a card of sentimentality. It's a card of innocence. It's a card of childlike innocence and kindness. You can see in the card that there's two children who are just giving cups to one another full of flowers, and that the flower in that is a lily of innocence. So when this card shows up, I always talk about sentimentality and a return to the past. So when it's in the reverse position, though, what it makes me wonder is, are you missing someone from the past? Like, are you missing a sibling? Is there a separation from a sibling that's happening for you? Or another way of interpreting Six of Cups in reverse is beware of cynicism, because in the upright position, Six of Cups is, open-heartedness, purity, innocence, kindness, sweetness. Be careful that you don't fall into cynicism or, not trusting in people or feeling like, hard-hearted. That's almost the opposite of this card. And it may also mean that there may be a fear of returning to something from the past. Because Six of Cups means sentimentality and things from the past, in its upright position, it can sometimes mean reunion with someone in the past. In the reverse position, it means either separating from someone from the past, that's why I'm saying separation from a sibling, or it can mean a fear of returning to habits from the past. So at the opening of the month, if you have any doubts and fears about returning to something that happened in the past, don't worry about that. That might be why you're breaking with tradition here, is because you're breaking an old cycle, you're breaking a system. So that's how I'm reading those two cards together. I'm also seeing that the sun is setting on an old battle. This is Five of Swords, which I always call picking up the pieces. And this is taking away ideas, taking away spoils and rewards from a battle that's been well fought and fought over a long time. This is a card of, it's not open, I suppose it could be considered open conflict, but it's open conflict that has finished. Open conflict that has completed. And this figure, Five of Swords, is collecting swords from the battlefield that are left over. And because swords are a representation of the mental element, they usually represent ideas or thoughts. So because they're rewards also, and treasures, these are thoughts and ideas about something that you have gained from the experience of having fought this war, having been through it, this conflict. The sun is now setting on it. And so these are new ideas that you can take with you that are a result of having been through that. So that's the opening of the month for you, Leo. Towards the middle of the month, I see that you are going to be working on home projects or working on group or collaborative projects. Three of Coins is the artisan card, along with Eight of Coins. They're both worker cards. Three often has a more creative side to it, and the Eight of Coins has a more prosperous side to it. But Three of Coins can be a meaning of working on something collaboratively. In the Three of Coins in the Rider-Waite, we see the worker, we see the architect, and we see the person who's using the house or the castle that's being built, any piece of architecture that's being brought into form. And likewise, Three of Coins can mean working on a physical structure, so creating literally a house, or working on a creative project. And that 3 number has a lot of creativity to it. It has a lot of self-expression. So this could mean building your own house. This could mean working with a group to create a new product, because coins represents material and physical world. So it could be a new product, a new way of bringing in money. Oftentimes, Three of Coins is bringing in money from multiple sources, so multiple sources of income. That could be another meaning of this card, and I'm showing that for you in the middle of the month. So don't be surprised if you're working on a collaborative project at the middle of the month, Leo, or if your creativity is shining through something that you're building or working on, or that you may be acquiring multiple sources of income. Three of Coins is creative finance. It may be also a way that you think, you get this great idea of I can leverage my money by doing this thing. If I invest here, I can use the dividends or the profits to invest over there. And, it's just being creative with your income. So that's another possibility. I do see some worry though. This is nine of Swords. And again, swords are the mental element. So swords mean ideas or thoughts. And in this one, it depicts tension and anxiety regarding your mental state, regarding your frame of mind. And one of the things I always say with this card is be careful that you don't make mountains out of molehills. You may be careful that you don't over-worry or overthink things. This is a card of overthinking things and keeping yourself up at night with too many thoughts. You may have a few legitimate problems and a few legitimate things that you need to think on, but try not to triple it with overthinking things, with running around in circles in your head in the middle of the month. See if you can, if you are doing things with money, or if you have multiple sources of income, don't overthink things in the middle of the month. You have the Knight of Cups showing up for you and the Page of Rods, and they're both kind of looking off into the distance. So this is saying to me, Knight of Cups is a card of a message of the heart. This is someone who is an idealist. He's a romantic. He sees things in the most refined way possible. So he's clever, romantic, and playful like all the knights are, but because he's the Knight of Cups, which is the heart representation. It represents the heart element. He's a romantic. He is, sensitive and concerned with feelings. And he can kind of have like flights of fancy. Nights are always about testing out energies, so they swing wildly between one extreme and the other. So this could mean learning to say things on your mind. Knight of Cups often wears his heart on his sleeve. So it's learning how to express yourself in an emotional way. Without being overly sentimental, overly, I don't know why I want to use the word tawdry, but maudlin, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. So communicating and wearing your heart on your sleeve without being overly sentimental or maudlin. That's the sense of Knight of Cups that I'm getting for you. This also could be a young man of the heart. So there may be a young man of the heart who shows up for you in the middle of the month, but remember not to like overthink that or be overly concerned or worried regarding him. Or one other way I want to interpret this for you is that if there is some message on your heart, Leo, that you're wanting to convey, especially if it's to a younger person, because this is Page of Wands, which represents a young, vibrant, fiery person. It could even be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo. This could even just be you or Aries. But if you especially have something on your heart that you want to convey to this, it could even be your younger self, Leo. Don't overthink it. Don't think about 20 different ways that you want to say it. Just say what's on your heart. Just convey it. Just be Knight of Cups and convey your emotions. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Especially if it's in regards to someone who's younger than you. If you want to give advice to someone who's younger, or if you have a heartfelt sentiment that you want to convey to someone who's younger, especially if they're, a vibrant, optimistic, full of energy kind of person. And I'm even seeing, because if they're looking in the distance, that they may be kind of going off the beaten path. Don't hesitate to say that. Just don't overthink it. And then I see towards the end of the month, Leo, there's a major change that's coming. A major end of a cycle. This is death. And it's in reverse, so it may have been coming for a while. It may have been in delay. And you may not want to look at it. This may be in suppression. It may be something that you want to keep yourself separate from, but an end is coming. The cutting of the rose is a very natural thing, and it's the end of a cycle. It could also just be the transformation of something. This could be the old you that is transforming away, and December is a month where you're cutting losses of a lot of old ways, but it may be something that you're fearful about, or it may be something that you have doubts about. It's somewhat in delay or suppression, or it may have been a long time coming and it's finally arrived. Five of Wands. This is open conflict, whereas this is completed, this is happening now. And this card is a card of competition. So I always read this card as playing versus fighting. It looks like it could be 5 figures who are fighting openly, or they could just be playing. In some cards, the people who are holding up these wands or sticks kind of look like kids or children. So it's like childlike warfare. And in that sense, it's like sport or mock war or competition. It's got a lot of Mars in it. And the fact that it's in reverse shows that you may have suppressed feelings of competition for someone, or that you may be, competing with others for some prize or some person. So it's a way in which, because it's in reverse, it's saying to me, don't take, challenges and conflicts too seriously. In the reverse position, it's the low side of Mars, which is aggression, taking things personally, getting your feathers ruffled really easily. It's that conflict side of the card. Whereas in this side, when it's upright, it can just be like playfulness. So with it in the reverse position, I'm going to say don't get your panties in a twist. I know that's kind of a funny way of putting it, but take things lightly. See if you can make any aggressive conflicts. Look at it as like funny or playful. Because the low side of this card is too much Mars, too much fire, too much, Aries warrior stuff. The high side of this card is when it's playful. So look at this. Here's another card of endings, Leo. 10 of Swords in reverse. You've got Death in reverse and 10 of Swords in reverse. So there's something about an ending that you are really wanting to bury under the surface. There is something that you may be mourning the loss of, or the completion of the cycle. 10 of Swords is, too many thoughts. It's bottoming out. At its lowest, it's negative thinking. Because each one of these swords represents an idea or a thought, and they're literally killing the person. So it's something that needs to complete. 10 is a completion number, and it's something that needs to be let go of. So I'm really getting the sense at the end of the month that there's something that you need to let go of. And it may just be an aggressive attitude. It may be seeing conflicts too seriously. You may need to adopt a playful attitude. It may be time to let go of an old way of being. And that is what is going to, correct at the end of the month. I'm getting around Christmas for you. This is the Sun card. This is everything positive, everything going your way. You're in a sunny disposition. I just get the sense that there's something that you need to let go of here to really fully embrace and experience this Sun card, which is your card, Leo. It's, you're the sun children. So I just get the sense that it's in reverse, so in suppression or in delay, until you can let go of whatever it is that's completing for you, whether it's a cycle of negative thinking or being overly aggressive towards conflict or resisting a natural end to something. Once you can let go, it's reminding me of this Buddhist phrase called let go or be dragged. And once you can let go, that sun is sitting there waiting for you. It's also right in line with, this is the end of the battle. This is your natural optimism and willingness, that young page energy. And this is sun energy. That's natural vibrance and vitality. And, it's like the sun is shining upon you. So whatever it is that you need to rid yourself of, think of this scythe that death is using. It's like, think of it as reaping or harvesting or just cutting away. I guess it's the chaff of the wheat, when the wheat is separated from the chaff. Think of it as cutting away what is no longer serving you. Cutting away the dead old petals that are falling off. Letting go of whatever your state of mentality or thoughts that needs to complete, which has not really been serving you or is an old version of you that is dead, so that the new live version of you, the new living, breathing, sunshine covered version of you can display. And we do have a full moon on the 25th on Christmas Day in Cancer, which is your 12th house, Leo. So 12th house illuminates the spiritual world. It illuminates also addictions. When full moons happen, it's a time for completion, a time for release, a time for when things have come to fruition, when things have come to completion, to graduation, it's time to let them go. So if there's old dreams that you had that you want to let go of, or if there's old addictions, that's what I'm getting, because it's got a lot of that Neptune energy in the 12th house. If there's addictions that you want to release or let go of, or even myopia, Neptune has this fog. If there's ways that you want to confront things head on. Neptune's also in Pisces right now, so that's a very watery, misty, foggy energy. If there's something that you want to release in terms of that, Christmas Day is a good time to do that. It's got a full moon in your 12th house. And we also have, in December, a new moon on December 11th, which is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is your, fifth, I'm just got to count this out really quickly. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. It's in your 5th house. New moon in the 5th house of true love, romance, creativity, self-expression. It's got all that Leo stuff going on for it. So the 5th house is the natural house of Leo. But for you, 5th house of true romance. So it's saying plant seeds for something that you love, or it could be a new beginning of true love for you. December 11th, mark that day. True bonding in love, true, self-expression of who you are. It's a good time for beginning something that really expresses who you are. New beginning in your 5th house, creativity. So again, if you want to begin a creative project, that is a great day to start. It's hitting right here in the middle of the month. That could be regarding your 3 of coins, 3 of pence energy. So it could also be a moneymaker, Leo.